I want to talk about how I know is a strong word. Pedophilia started around the world. I just found out the history that 5,000 years ago it started in Mesopotamia, uh, and then it spread to Europe somehow. 2,000 years ago, in these parts in Eastern Europe, it started with the Dacian story, where the Romans uh, captured Dacian soldiers, and they were left with a wound on their genital, and they had to procreate to start anew because their women were taken away. So they used a daughter of a general to pull the cum out from their genitals and quick to go with the seed to their Dacian women, uh, and trick the Roman soldiers that will be their baby with them. It was a sacred move. It wasn't a pedophilic move. They were clean-minded, but that story spread across the territory, and in 400 and something, Attila the Hun, he heard also this story, and men started giving the seed uh, to the to children, like to little girls, or to make them take the seed out in order to create beautiful young virile people generation. So they would pull the cum out and impregnate the woman with the cum pulled from with their uh, yeah. And after this, in 11, 12, no, 13th century, when the Roma population, the Gypsies, came to Europe, they were enslaved by the Turks. They came with a message here to, I think, to change the religion, to set Islam in these parts, to set this religion, but they weren't strong enough, and they were enslaved by the Turks, and they fell under their protectiveness of slavery. And I want to say they had a tradition, Gypsy people, to marry at the age of to engage in order to marry at the age of 9 and get married at the age of 13 or 10 even. Yeah, and the tradition went on centuries and centuries and centuries. And of course, this wasn't happening anywhere around the world, maybe in India. But pedophilia slowly caught on in other people because of the telepathic mind and the subconscious, collective subconscious. It was always active, and when some people had the consent age at age of 18, uh, they sort of were far behind the other races who started their sexual life at age of 9 or 10. So they were far behind. Gypsies got smart because of this, because if you procreate quick, then you learn quick, you are ahead in life, and they are very smart, very smart. They know their ways around the world, and yeah. What I want to come to closer to today is uh, when they came in these parts, they were enslaved for 400 years. When they were released, uh, they had nowhere to go. They didn't want to stay with the former slave owner, of course, so they started trying to make a living. by, I don't know, s- stealing maybe, and finding things, and they continue this till almost till today. Now they don't do this anymore, but it continued almost till today. Another thing, they were very poor. So in 1860 something, they were released from slavery. They were very, very poor, and there was an incident here in Romania that I know of. In 2003, there was some Dutch from Holland, some Dutch people. Uh, they came here to the gypsy area, and they started pedophiling the gypsy young infants as young as 2 3 year of age. They took pictures, maybe even filmed them, and they went home with the footage. As far as I know, they are in jail, these people, and but this continued from, I heard, even till today, 2024. They were sending they were coming pedophiles knowing that they can profit of gypsy people because they were so poor. They had nothing to eat, nothing to do, and I think in their pure mind they didn't think it was something so, oh my, so horrific to just I let that old man touch my little baby or something like that. And that changed a lot the mm, movement of pedophilia in Eastern Europe, and maybe around the world. It influenced. Uh, in 2022, 2 years ago, they again ran out of money. They had nothing to do, so they starting prostituting their young children. Uh, because at some point last year in 2023, their water was shut down on the hill where they were living because I learned after. First, when I heard, I was very enraged, but it was a measure taken by the authorities because prostitution was in high flower, they're flowering, and they didn't know how to do because they couldn't do anything like to stop prostitution, to because they were hiding probably, and they had pimps there, and there was also some foreign people who were pimps for these children. And there came many, many cars, foreign cars, all the way run up the hill, down the hill, up the hill, down the hill. I didn't know what that was. They were there, foreigners coming and profiting of children. The authorities try to shut down the water in hopes they scatter away and they go somewhere else, or they stop the business. But it didn't help. After this, some Romanian kids also were invited to take part in prostitution, and they were, I don't know, seduced or lured. And I heard, I know at least 2 cases where they were taken there and profited of in for a sum of money. All these cases happen for a sum of money. And after this year, after that, 2023, very many people starting joining in this global. It became a global trend, like young adults to come and do and have their way with them. uh, yeah, it really happened. And last year, this year in April, the country that I'm living in was occupied because the borders the border were closed, and because many foreigners would come for children here, mainly gypsy children. They came because gypsy needed money. They didn't have jobs because nobody hires them, so they continued to prostitute their own children. They were coming by the thousands every day. Thousands of foreigners would come and have business here. Uh, After this, a foreign country was delivering their food through the border, and they couldn't because the border were locked in for the obvious reason, just to not let any more foreigners come in and profit of our citizens. They came and they couldn't understand what is happening here. Is something fishy? What is happening? And they went and stopped. They went in with the trucks. They blocked the roads, and they said, "I think there is something illegal happening here. What is happening? What is going on? Why can I not deliver the food to my own home country with the trucks?" So they stopped the trucks, and they said they won't move their trucks until they find an answer. After that, they find out what was happening. Very serious situation. Uh, Children were taken by the masses, almost. I heard there was 20 children, Romanian children, who were taken to a location near the border, uh, not so near the border, one city over the after the border, and they were being filmed doing sexual acts with foreigner. Uh, they were um, they were forced. They were obliged, but of course, because of the camera, I don't know who created this thing. There were some coordinators or some team. They wanted to frame some people, some foreigners, or I don't know. And the poor young children, kids, they were there a few days. Some were their parents took the sacrifice to uh, deform their face, like very horrific. In so the pedophiles don't profit of them. But that didn't work somehow because they put makeup, put wigs on them, and they continued doing. And they did all sorts of very nasty things to do to a young individual. After this, this was a global incident. I don't know if it was shown on the news or not because I don't get all the news somehow. So after this, many other children were taken away. Mainly, I hear mainly gypsies to other countries in the Far East, and by the hundreds, 300, 400, 400 and something children were taken there. Uh, Women, 5,000 or so, were taken to Africa. Those 400 children were, we don't know what happened to them, but those women in Africa were abused so much. They were used as human toilets, as a black woman would say. She said, white race is the human toilet for the black race. She said that, which enrages us very much. But yeah, so 5,000 white women were taken there, and they are still there today if they are not dead or something. Those children are Far East in Egypt. Uh, also I heard, and they stopped there or they went further away. There was another incident here in Eastern Europe. Uh, in Albania also it happened the same. A foreign country came and took the children of families. Their dads took the sacrifice. They were put in a choice to choose between life, their life, or their children's life, and they chose to end their own life in order for the kids to continue live on. But this foreign country profited of the children and took the children anyway. Uh, so I heard. And in Poland, many women from Poland were taken. Children too. Again, this route east, never to be seen, never to be heard. Uh, Mainly, the thing that they do there in the Far East, I don't know why they have this obsession uh, to use them as toilets, like shit on them. And in Greece, uh, there was also a location where there were children taken, and also put in all sort of demeaning situations, very pornish setting. Not even in porn, believe me, you would see something like that. A shitting machine, ejaculating machine, and foreigners coming and just having the time of their lives there with children from these, at least from these two countries, Romania, and they said also locals from Greece. But then I heard later on that in Greece they didn't send any of their own children. They only had the base there. So also Romania was left without help in the east. South, they Greece gave green light to this foreign country to take young women through their route, and also in Poland they let these women go through and never to be seen again. Uh, I want to note and specify again that this is a very serious situation. Now it's calmed down. People have satisfied their curiosity. I think is not such a big deal anyway. Like the children, children went there, two children went there, women went there, women went there. I just wanted to say how this pedophilia was introduced here in Eastern Europe, and yeah, the footage was sent abroad. There is a website, I cannot name it, but it starts with D, and it ends in with D, letter D, where there are posted all sorts of all sorts of videos of people being hurt, maybe children, maybe adults. Um, this is financed. We don't know from where, who financed. Also, there are many things I cannot name, but also a country in Northern Europe participated a lot. They had the first blueprint of this website, which later transferred to what this website that I'm naming. And there is a global trend in. I hope now it's calmed down. I feel it's calmed down, where it was to hurt people. They in this northern country they wanted to stop pedophilia. One of the moral cause is what to stop pedophilia from happening. So they said, why not deform the children in such a way that the adults will be horrified and completely stop from doing anything more or doing anything at all with children. This was the most moral reason why this website had support from. But then people got entangled in this because it's the adrenaline rush to see what's happening, what's the new case, who else is being hurt, who else is being held up, and yeah, it's bad. It's bad because it feeds more incidents like this to happen when they have supporters, they have viewers, they have watchers, they need more material. So I I think it was a bad idea, this website, to show the wounds of the children and how they were hurt. Um, yeah, all in all, what I want to say is I want also to mention how the global trend started without naming anyone. Uh, it was a trend to like children, like in a pure way, maybe to hold their hand, to kiss their cheek, their chin, sorry. Uh, and it escalated into far worse. Uh, it was beautiful at first, very beautiful, the idea. Uh, like I wanted to believe in the idea of the perfect pedophile who loves children for the children, likes to I don't know, give presents, hold in their arms and cute stuff like this. But since we live in era of sexuality and porn, these kids were introduced into this sexual life quite soon after the initial touching and squeezing. Of course, I want to mention that not who actually started profiting, not profiting of them. It was global. Sorry for making so many open brackets, but I cannot just say things bluntly out. There was a incident, a worldwide frenesia where the world was gonna end, and they said the world is ending, the world is ending, and people didn't know what to do. And in the telepathic mind, it was said, like in the global awareness, to if the world is gonna end, do something about it. There are all sorts of adults wanting children. It caught on like the flu, like a viral. Everybody was crazy. Where are children, children, children? And at, some point, these things really happened. But it got so bad that they were kidnapped, as I just mentioned before, and taken away from their own homeland, and far away, far east or far south in Africa. From this foreign country, I heard that about 300 children were taken to Africa, and 20 or so women were also taken to Africa there. And we can imagine what is happening. We live in this world where, I don't know, it's irony, because we said we are world covered everywhere you go with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, internet, telecommunications, but still we don't know where they are, we don't know what to do, nobody's rescuing them, nobody's mixing in. We have all these sort of organizations, we all of treaties with international fighting against abuse and defending human rights and children rights, but none of these organizations stepped in, as far as I know, as far as I can feel, as far as I can hear and see. And yeah, it's very sad. I don't know how we can stop this. People got I hope I can see this on the news, hear this like word to mouth, if not on the radio or something, because it's very important, in my opinion, for this news to go and be shown to the whole world. Then again, maybe these countries have their own reasons why they don't want to show, why they don't want to release information. They fear a bigger conflict might be in, a bigger escalation of the problem. So they chose, I think, all these countries that suffered, they chose to suffer in silence. And I want to talk about other countries too. I heard in Spain there was an invasion, uh, again for women and children. A foreign country there tried to kidnap and profit of women. I heard they took the uh, the very bad decision, but I think the best decision in this situation, when you don't want to see your children profited of, or your women, they chose to asphyxiate them with a syringe, with the poison, and they chose to go uh, and die rather than be enslaved or profited of by foreigners. Uh, there was a global trend of invading one another. I think every country on this earth, their neighbors trying to from for differences in the past, they try to invade each other. Also, the same thing, children and women to be profited of. Uh, almost, I think, not almost every country, but many countries had this problem. Now, I don't know what is the global trend in this time and age. Uh, yeah, I hope the world is not ending. Here in Eastern Europe, it's raining a lot. Their cars cannot move. The water is on the asphalt is very bad, very bad. Maybe signs like the world don't go very well. The economic chain don't work anymore. People stay at home in fear of being invaded, in fear of being hurt. Fabrics are closing down, businesses are closing down. Uh, I heard that in 2028, in 3rd of March, the world really is gonna end. People will, humans as we know them, won't exist anymore. But I don't want to alarm people or make them rush or something, because make them do dumb things. If the world is gonna end, hey, there is something called action and reaction, and for whatever you do, it is stored in memory. Even after you leave your body, you will live in a unicellular organism and in maybe a small insect. Even that small insect can contain a soul, and that soul holds all the memories of a human being, all his data. So don't go and be crazy these 3 years and do, I don't know, dumb stuff, because you are gonna probably pay for them in the next level life. It's like now we are driving the human, and in the afterlife we will drive. In the next life we will drive an insect or something. But it will be the same person, and at some point someone will remember, hey, weren't you who took my woman, or weren't you who took my child? And you won't like that when you're gonna be asked about, weren't you who robbed me, or weren't you who hurt me? So yeah, long video. uh, what else can I say? I feel bad for how the situation was handled, and yeah, I hope we can come to a common sense and solve our problems somehow, without violence, without kidnapping, without hurting, without profiting, if that's possible. But I don't know. We'll see.